I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Chief. Roll call.
Alderman Henning.
Here.
Alderman Stevens.
Here.
Alderman Wright.
Here.
Alderman Lockhart.
Here.
Alderman Carmody.
Here.
Alderman Kelly.
Here. All right, we have a quorum. I'd like to welcome our visitors here this evening. The first item on our agenda is the approval consent agenda and the meeting minutes from the January 11, 2016 meeting. Consent agenda for your approval.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Have a motion and a second? Second. Have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. 5-0 with one abstention. All right. Next is public comments. Anybody from the public wish to make comments? All right, there are no public comments. For the mayor's reports, I don't have much. I wanted to say thanks to the Partners for the Parks. They had a fundraiser this past Saturday. They had a dinner and a poker tournament. I was there, and Chief Newhouse attended as well. It was a good time, and looks like they did pretty well as far as raising funds. I want to thank them for hosting that and inviting us as well. And then also wanted to congratulate the library on their grand opening. I'm sorry I was unable to attend. I had to work that day, but I did take a tour of it the next day with Ms. Washam, and it's a very nice facility, so if you haven't been in there yet, you should go stop by and check it out. They're very proud of the new building, and they should be proud of it. Aside of that, that is all that I have. We'll move into Alderman reports. Alderman Wright.
The only thing is, I went to the opening of the library, and it is a very nice facility, and I think it's going to be a real good thing for the citizens of Odessa. That's all I have. Thank you.
Alderman Stevens.
Nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Carmody.
Nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Alderman Lockhart.
Nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Alderman Billington.
Nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Alderman Henning.
I wanted to echo your statements on the library, Mr. Mayor, and I was excited to see the amount of people that showed up. I think it's an exciting time. That's all I think, Mr. Mayor.
About how many people attended?
Well, boy, I wouldn't know. I know they filled up the conference room on the northeast side, had people in the hallway, and I don't know how many people were in the actual library part while that was going on.
About 300.
I heard an estimate of 300.
One other thing I just thought about, if you get a chance, stop by City Hall. The Nancy Wilson, who's the president of the Odessa Arts Association, she stopped by this weekend, and Mickey and I talked to her about possibly hanging up some work from their club, which is made up of local artists. Not necessarily all of them are residents of Odessa, but they live in the Odessa area, and the only place that they have to display is usually during puddle jumpers for the art show. Any other time, they have to take their artwork to Blue Springs or Warrensburg or Lee Summit to display, so they've never had a place in Odessa, really a permanent place. And we spoke with her about possibly hanging some up at City Hall and to kind of fill in some of that void space there on the walls, and they came down and did it this weekend, hung a few pieces up. They're going to hang some more up, and the plan is they'll rotate it out as pieces get completed, and just kind of with the season, whatever theme they're going to go with. So if I wanted to say thanks to them for doing that as well, donating those so that we could dress up City Hall a little bit and kind of show off their work. We're very proud of it. We're very proud to have citizens that are that talented in our community. But I also want to encourage the board to stop by and check it you guys will be very impressed with what you see. And I want to encourage the community to stop by. Now you can come to City Hall for something other than paying utility bills or some other service, and you can just go in and check it out and enjoy it and leave if you want. So with that, we're moving to department managers' reports, and I don't see anything on the agenda. There's nothing. Okay. We also have no old business. So we move into new business. First item is resolution 2016-01, a resolution approving change order number 1 for CAT excavation for West Side interceptor sewer, force mains, and pump stations. This is a resolution for your approval. And Mr. Airy, would you like to explain?
Yeah, both of these obviously are connected with the West Side Interceptor. Dan Miller is here from Larkin. If there were further questions about the need for these two change orders.
Do you want to summarize just briefly? I mean, I know we have it here, but just kind of summarize and give us briefly what we're approving.
The Hughes Road crossing is where the sewer interceptor crosses the roadway. Normally, that would be a direct area crossing. When CAT, as I understand it, went to get a permit from the county, approval from Lafayette County to install that crossing, they were, in order to get the approval, they were required to put a 30-inch casing pipe under the roadway. I don't know what their thinking was there, but it was something the county required to be done. And so CAT's put the 30-inch casing in, and then they slide the actual sewer interceptor inside the casing. Generally, you do that, you're concerned about, leakage or something under the roadway. It's a fairly minor roadway by my standards, but counties, it's their requirement. That will prevent if there were a leak in the line, it would come out on either side when the end of the roadway. Consider it right then. The utility relocate, we were aware, and so was CAT, that there was a rural public water supply district number 1 water main out on the outer road. Could not get it located. Finally, CAT, of course, located it when they finally started excavation for the I-70 bore for the line, and it wasn't, since we had never located, it turned out it was just in the way. It needed to be routed underneath the actual construction of the interceptor sewer. One of those utility conflicts you just never know about until you actually see it. I would mention that the project, as with the other projects that we do for you, does have a contingency built in, a force count built into the contract. So for things just like this, the total of the items we're talking about here is about $17,000. Got a $40,000 contingency in the contract. Leaves us with about $23,000 contingency, so there's no change in the contract price. CAT has requested 2 extra calendar days from the water line relocation and install the casing. Happy to answer any other questions you might have.
Any questions on this? Any questions or motion?
Make a motion that we approve resolution 2016-01.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2016-01. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries 6-0. Next is resolution 2016-02, resolution approving the mayor to execute a task agreement for Ryan Anderson doing business as Larkin for survey and design on McDowell Street. This is the resolution for your approval.
This is the resolution dealing with McDowell Street, which we talked about in our work session. Allows us to move forward with the work. So this task agreement allows that permitting and to be done based on the scope of work that's listed there in your task agreement in your packet.
I'll make the motion that we approve resolution 2016-02.
Have a and a second to approve resolution 2016-02. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor? Motion carries 6-0. Next is bill number 2016-01, first reading, ordinance number 2016-01, an ordinance providing for submission of a proposal to discontinue application and collection of the local sales tax on the titling of motor vehicles, trailers, boats, and outboard motors. This is the first reading for your approval.
Make a motion that we approve first reading of ordinance number 2016-01, bill number 2016-01.
That's really bill number 2914.
Sorry, that's bill number what?
2914. And it's correct on that.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we have a motion, have a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve bill number 2016-01. Is there any discussion?
I just have a question,
Yes, sir.
and maybe it's just the way that the Missouri legislature requires it to be. It looks to me like we are asking voters to discontinue that. So as a city, we are hoping that they vote no.
Correct. The way, that is exactly how it's written in state statute. It is,
So we're asking them to affirm something in the negative.
right. This is not a new tax. This is something that has been occurring. And we are just simply, the question goes to the voters to discontinue it, but we are wanting them to continue that. And so, yes, we are asking them to vote no on this. Correct.
And that is, Mr. Mayor, that is just on vehicles bought out of state.
Vehicles bought from anybody other than a licensed dealer in the state of Missouri. So yes, out of state and person to person, private sales.
That's crazy.
It is great, it is great. Mr. Russman and I and Ms. O, and thank you,
It requires people to use a double negative to arrive at the answer. We proposed rewording it, but we're not allowed.
We're asking them to affirm the negative.
Yes.
it probably makes sense to council.
I would if I ran.
Oh, boy. Any other questions or discussion on first reading? All right, seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries 6-0. Next is the second reading of bill number 2016-01, ordinance number 2914. An ordinance providing for the submission of a proposal to discontinue application and collection of the local sales tax on the titling of motor vehicles, trailers, boats, and outboard motors. This is the second reading for the approval.
Make a motion that we approve second reading of bill number 2016-01, ordinance number 2914.
Motion, no second.
Second.
Alderman Henning seconds. Bill number 2016-01, ordinance number 2914. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Lockhart,
Yes.
Alderman Carmody,
Yes.
Alderman Bellington,
Yes.
Alderman Henning,
Yes.
Alderman Stevens,
Yes.
Alderman Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. This will All right, next is City Administrator's report, Mr. Arias.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Board. I do want to just echo what the mayor said about the Odessa Art Association displaying artwork at City Hall, and appreciate their working with us on that. They will be responsible to rotate the artwork, so the city staff isn't taking any lead in that at all. And then I did want to bring the board up to date as far as the lease agreement with the Odessa Fire and Rescue Protection District. I met with the fire board on January 20th and presented to that board asking that we enter into negotiations of the current lease agreement between the City of Odessa EMS and the Fire Protection Board. The fire board voted that evening to name Chief Kevin Campbell and board member David Magruder as their representatives to begin to negotiate the lease agreement. So Mr. Russman and I will meet with them here in the near future to begin that process. And then I wanted to update you on 2 projects as far as the timeline is concerned for 2 upcoming projects in 2016. A couple of these have been ongoing. These are dates that were given to us by our city engineers. First of all, Johnson Drive, which is a CDBG road water project. We're presenting to the board tonight the timeline, and then tomorrow we will put the notice of bid to the Odessa, and it will go out for bidding purposes, as well as other places that Mr. Miller will be notifying. March 1, we'll open the bids. March 14th, we'll award the bid for the Johnson Drive project, beginning the project sometime late March, early April, is what we're hoping for. The second project is the Phase 1 Southeast Wastewater Treatment Plant. This is the filters, the peak flow. We're looking at March 1, advertising for bids, April 1, opening of the bids, April 11th, awarding of the bid, May 1 is the contract, the construction start, substantial completion November 1, final completion December 1st. And, the desire is, we met with the city, with the engineer that's responsible for this project, Greg Kendall, today, and it would be the desire that both the peak flow and the filters are being worked on simultaneously, so that hopefully we can even speed up this process more. But those are the 2 projects with timelines. I don't know if there's questions concerning those projects or anything else.
When you say that that's the hope is to do it at the same time, what's it like to do it at the same time?
Do you know that answer that Greg's talking about a construction company at the Southeast plant, working on both sides of that project, the peak flow and the filters at the same time. Can that be written into the bid specs, or?
I believe he intends to.
I'm just asking, yeah, what's it like to do it?
I believe they intend to let that as a single construction contract. So
Okay.
it's a little bit of a timing when the filters come in, and that type of thing, but I believe they'll be working on the same.
And when do we anticipate the filters coming in?
I had
The filters have been ordered.
filters are ordered separately, and the filters will be in, currently they're scheduled to ship on March the 9th and arrive April 9th. So, the thought is that if we bid it in early April, which I think is also what you've got there, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Where do they ship from?
Somewhere up north. Where's the company that's shipping these?
I don't know that information, but they're big equipment, so.
You did say March the 9th and arrival on April 9th.
Yep, that's what they said. And so the notion is by the time, the Board of Aldermen awards the bid and middle of April, the filters will be here. You don't really want them here sitting around a long time. But on the other hand, you want them to fill on. So the timing should work pretty well. And the manufacturer, it wouldn't surprise me if the date slips a little bit. That's what they're telling us right now.
Any questions? Got a motion and a second to adjourn to closed session. Roll call.
Alderman Stevens,
Yes.
Alderman Bellington,
Yes.
Alderman Wright,
Yes.
Alderman Montford,
Yes.
Alderman Carmody,
Yes.
Alderman Henry.
Yes.
All right, we'll take a brief 5-minute recess.